Hey, the reality of the pandemic has forced many of us to figure out how we're going to work from home. But for those of us with children, especially small children who are attending school from home, it creates some very unique challenges and frustrations that can easily compound pretty quickly. Today, I'm going to share some tips that will help ensure that productivity and sanity doesn't get lost in the shuffle. Okay. Hey, my name is Matt Casner. I'm the founder of Freelance on Fire. I'm a freelance business coach, and I help freelance-driven professionals go from employee to boss by showing them how to turn their valuable skills and experience into profitable and rewarding freelance businesses so that they can enjoy the freedom of being a successful independent entrepreneur while passionately serving the clients they love. Now, my kids are older. And when I say older, I've got 2 in college, I've got 2 in high school, and for the most part, things pretty much run on autopilot. But I can remember a time when it wasn't the case. And for many people who are bringing their kids home because of the pandemic to do education, trying to figure out the online school system, keeping kids engaged, keeping track of them, it can be a real struggle. And I want to say that I don't exactly know what that's like, but I have a little bit of a clue. I remember when I first came home from my 9 to 5 and started freelancing, I set up a little office in the corner of our basement, had my desk there. It was kind of my own kingdom and my domain, and I was excited to have my spot in the house to go about and do my business. Well, at that time, my children were all much, much younger, all under the age of 10. In fact, I think most of them were under the age of 8. So I've got 4 kids. So, when they want to, daddy is just downstairs and, some of my kids are in school, some of them aren't. And so it's just so tempting to want to come down and play, ask a question, need to go to the bathroom, need a drink of water, whatever it is. It just seems like when you're there, it's hard to, be productive when there's a potential of, all the interruptions. And kids are kids, and that's okay. But it does create for a really unique environment. And if we have some strategies that can help us hopefully manage it better, then our houses are healthier, our kids are happier, mom and dad, frankly, are happier, and more productivity gets done. So I want to share with you just some very easy tips that you can do to kind of help set up your house for success, not just for you as an at-home employee, maybe you're a freelancer as well, but also for the success of your kids and ultimately for the health and happiness of your home. Because let's face it, when you're working, going to school, and living life in the same place, things can get challenging, right? Anyway, here's what I want to do. Step number 1 is I want you to sit down either with your spouse or by yourself, and I want you to figure out a schedule, okay? And a schedule for yourself and a schedule for your kids. Now, your kids are, if they're in school, are going to have their own kind of routine and schedule already kind of made out. So you're just going to kind of incorporate that in. But there's going to be some things that the school is not going to account for. Chores, lunchtime, playtime, times that are pretty important in the life of a school-age kid. They just shouldn't sit in front of a screen for 7 hours a day. That's really not very healthy. So there needs to be some time in there where it's scheduled for them to be away from the screen, but also not just random time. Okay, so create a schedule so you know when the day starts, what's going to be happening throughout the day, when things are going to happen, and then what's going to happen when school gets out. So then there could be other things, ball practice, lessons, whatever else comes in with your kids in the day. Make sure that it's all on a schedule. Okay, do the same for yourself. Map out your day so that you know when things are going to happen. Because trust me, when you're working at home and you see the dishes in the sink, or you pass by a dusty shelf, or you look at the laundry and you say, gosh, I need to do a little laundry, You need to know when you're going to do those things so that you're not distracted and feel compelled to take action immediately when you walk by one of these events. Okay, so know when you're going to take care of the housework, do your shopping, do other types of household work, whatever that might be. Make sure that you have that on your schedule so that you know that work's going to get done. It's going to get done because you have a place allotted for it, okay? And I'll make one little pro tip. If you're a parent, I would say schedule, 30 minutes to maybe even an hour before the kids get up, where you can have, let's say, some quiet time, where you've got some time just to yourself to think and plan, and where you've got some uninterrupted time. If there's some things that you need to take care of and you really don't want interruptions, that's the best thing. So if adjusting the sleep schedule, going to bed a little bit earlier so you can get up a little earlier, I would recommend that. I think that would be a benefit. Some people like staying up late, so if you want to spend some of that time after the kids have gone to bed, then that's fine too. Okay, so but create a schedule. Make sure you know exactly where things are happening, where things are supposed to be, when people are supposed to be there, and what they're supposed to be doing. Okay. Tip number 2 is establish a routine. Okay, we know that routines create habits. And when we create routines, we're creating patterns, okay? When we have our kids get up and they have to brush their teeth and they have to eat their breakfast and they have to get dressed to get ready for the school day, if they know that every day the same thing is going to happen, then it creates some consistency. And the kids and us, we don't have to wonder what we're supposed to do or what comes next. So as you are creating your schedule and you start to implement your schedule, start to build a routine. The kids will find that very comforting. I think in a grade school situation, a routine is paramount because the kids are going to be moving through their day systematically through a series of classes or a series of events, and they know what's coming next, and that brings them some comfort. It helps them to know that, hey, we're not going to be doing this math lesson forever, that we've got a fun event coming up pretty soon, but knowing that event's coming up pretty soon, we can focus on what we need to do right now. So that consistency can bring stability, and even for you as an adult, having that routine knows that you know what you're doing right now and you know what's coming next, and you don't have to stress or fret about the things that are out there that you know you need to take care of because you know you're going to have time to take care of them later. Okay? Listen, consistency does 4 things for us. It increases our productivity. Okay? It eliminates confusion because we know what's coming next. Okay? It reduces stress because we're no longer in this fight or flight attitude. All right, where we see something and feel like we have to jump on it to take care of it right away. If we see those dishes that are in the sink, the impulse to do them, we can say, hey, I'm going to take care of that later today or tonight, and it'll be okay. All right, so it reduces stress. And the last thing that a routine does is it reduces random interruptions, which, let's be honest, we know in a regular day, interruptions can kill productivity. But when you've got small children or you've got children or other people in the house, it can just compound things. So having that routine will help to eliminate those random interruptions, those random distractions. Okay, so routine, incredibly important. Okay, the last thing I want to say is as you create your schedule and as you establish your routine, I want you to make adjustments with grace. Okay, hey, you're in this for the first time trying to figure this out. The kids are in this for the first time trying to figure this out. There's lots of instability, which creates frustration, creates stress, creates anxiety, all of these negative things that can really be destructive and can be harmful in a house. Trust me, I know. Okay, but when you get into your schedule and your routines, make gentle adjustments. Okay. Look at how things are flowing. And if you have one child that would prefer to get dressed before they eat their breakfast, make a little adjustment like that. That's not hard. But if it'll help that child to feel more accomplished or to maybe fit more into their natural rhythm, then that's fine. Make those little tweaks with grace, okay? And allow yourself to breathe in all of this, okay? Allow yourself to kind of allow this to be kind of an ebb and flow. We want to create this picture of a river that's flowing, and that river is flowing consistently. But we need to know that inside that river, we have room to move, we have room to make adjustments, and that's okay. We're not going to be, nobody's going to call the police on us because we make a change in our schedule or make a change in our room, make a change in our routine for this reason or that reason. Okay? All right, the last thing that I want to say, and I say this from the very, very bottom of my heart, is take the opportunity to embrace this time you have with your family. I realize that the pandemic is it's a stressor. It has created all sorts of turmoil, challenges, obstacles. We're trying to figure out technology. We're trying to figure out how to keep all the kids, engaged and doing their work. But at the end of the day, I want you to embrace the time that you have with your kids. I remember when my kids were little. I remember having them at home and being able to experience little moments with them in our day. And while, I had to stay busy, I had to stay on task, to take a moment to smell the roses as you're walking down the road is never a bad thing. And trust me when I say this, you'll want to look back months or even years from now and be able to say that you're grateful for that time that you were able to spend with your kids. And most importantly, you want your kids to be able to look back on that time when you were home with them and have good memories of the time that you were spending with your kids. I can't tell you how many smiles come to my face when I think about the time that I was at home with my kids, and my kids are able to share a story about how they remember when I was working from home when they were little and in school. Okay? All right, so remember this. I realize that this is a challenging situation, but we can do a few things to help ourselves. Number one is to create a schedule, not just for the kids, but for you too. Okay? Establish a routine. Create consistency. Create some patterns in your daily life that will help to eliminate confusion. Everybody knows what they're supposed to do, and they know what comes next. Okay? And lastly, make adjustments with grace. Allow yourself the ability to move and make adjustments that are best for your family. And most of all, guys, don't forget to enjoy the moments you have with them. Being a freelancer, working from home, being with my kids as they were growing up was one of the true joys. The goals of me being a freelancer was being able to spend that time with my kids and invest that time with them. Now, things didn't go perfect, and my kids are growing up now, but I certainly treasure the time that I had at home with my kiddos. Okay? All right. So, hey, I want to invite you, if you haven't, to join me in my free Facebook group. I have a group on Facebook for freelancers. You're more than welcome to join. And then I also want to invite you to a special workshop that I'm doing very soon. I'm going to be showing you how to step by step create a business from scratch. If you are a new freelancer or someone interested in freelancing, or maybe you're even a freelance pro and you're interested in trying to up your game or just get started, I'm going to walk you through a workshop. It's coming up very soon. It's called the $1,000 in 3-Day Challenge. And I show you how to identify your marketable skills, how to set a price for those, how to find your audience and sell to them, and how to make money with skills that you already have. And if you want to reserve your seat, then go right now to 1k3days.com. That's 1k3days.com. Get on the wait list. I'll be sending out some emails very soon and telling you more about what we'll be doing together. Okay? So for now, I just want to say thank you, and I hope you have a great day. Go out there and be who you were created to be.